Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back from the deck profile here. It's Wednesday again, guys. The pendulum list I shared, the Pendulum Magicians, just the first template of that deck was very well received. I appreciate the love on that, guys. I figured I'd do my Endymion list today. I'm going to start doing more pendulum lists here and there. So this Endymion list, this is the pure like control variant. There's no like turbo card. I mean, there's turbo cards in it, but no, like, you know, all you want to do with this deck is control. You know what I mean? Use your pendulum summon to your advantage. Obviously, that's what you do with the deck. But the mythical beasts and stuff, like if you use them correctly, along with like the reflection and the magister, are just insane. Like it's rough for your opponent. So, but yeah, guys, without further ado, pure Endymion. I hope you guys like this. I'm just going to kind of run through the cards because they've been out for so long. I'm not going to explain every single thing about them. And, yeah. Also, the obligatory pen best deck. Let's go. Also, somebody asked me about these dice. These are Tapio cards. Big shout out to them. These are just the spell counter dice. I'm just going to move these over here. All right. So, obviously, one servant. I really just wish this card would come back to 3. I know this card's just absolutely just way too insane, but I really miss when this card was at 3. I remember that day when this card got limited, I was so upset. I was just like, oh man. But you know, for the pure Endymion list anyway, so we're playing the one servant and then the 2 reflections. So the reflection I think is just very good right now. The reason I'm including this is because they're both the 2 scale. These are usually the ones you want to have in the 2 scale. There is certain hands where you actually have to scale the Cerberus, and you know, but either way, just very good. I think this card's also super underrated. Well, that's just my opinion. And 3 Magister. So this card's actually just a super problem. The more I was playing with it, I was kind of like, oh, this is lackluster. Like, yeah, 8 scale, whatever. Like, you kind of want the big Endymion on your 8 scale, but this card's actually just nuts. Pen best deck, fuck. Super big fan of this card. I don't think I would ever play 2 of this. I think I would just keep it at 3 if I was playing pure. So. And then just the best card in the deck. I mean, just very. I think I saw somewhere, I think it was recently or whatever, like the card with the most text on it. I think it's this one. It's 141 words. Fun fact. Wow, dude, thanks for the facts, Sonny. Sick. Yeah, this card just. See you later. It's funny how it's like still so relevant. Like even with like the fact that they made these 7s for like the you know, the absolute, the war, you know, for the vortex, and then the mythical beast engine. So I'm playing 3 Cerberus. I've got to put the Ultra Euro print up front. You know, 3 of these. The Jackal's obviously the best one. The Cerberus just get you the Jackal. So. Also, this card, I'm just going to put these down here. So I'm playing one of this. This card's actually very good if you use it correctly. But so this one, when he's got the 4 counters, he's just very hard to deal with for trap decks. I mean, like Imperm, I know you can Ice Dragon's Prison or whatever if you're foolish enough to put something in the graveyard. But this card was like, back in the day, this card used to be like very insane against like True Draco and stuff like that. So, like I mentioned, Jackal's the best one. This card also too, the only problem I have with this card is I like to hard draw it. So I actually considered playing 2 of it instead of 1 and 1. Because I don't like my opponent knowing I have this. Because the special to bounce your opponent's card is just it's very good and very pivotal in your role of like how you play the deck. So this is just the mythical engine, mythical beast, and obviously we're playing the Spellbook engine. So I chose to play 2-2-2 of the Spellbook stuff. I think that's the correct ratio. The 1-1-1's a little rough. I think everyone's playing 2-2-2 if I'm not mistaken, or they're playing 2-2-1. Because like the Crowley, whatever, if you played one of each of these, it just kind of hurts the Crowley. So my 40th card was the Pankratops, Collector's Rare Pankratops. Oh, fuck! Mama, I made it. Shout out to my boy Anthony. He fucking loves when I say that. This card was just really good. Obviously level 7, so you can make the absolute with it if you really need to. Very good at going second. Obviously you can pen summon it on your turn for your opponent as a disruption on their turn if you go first. The card's just all around very good. Obviously the one reasoning, you kind of have to play this. I just really like this card ever since, you know, like I mentioned this in like the the Prank Kids list, all that stuff. So plus it's just a free spell to activate. The more free spells in the deck that you can just play regardless, the better. So plus there's all kinds of different levels. And then the Into the Void, very standard. The one Upstart, standard. I'm playing Called by the Grave, I think also very standard. Playing one Citadel, one Village, and one Terraforming. So I think this lineup it's been very good for me. I didn't want to play Mystic Mine. I'm not a huge fan of Mine in this deck. I think for obvious reasons. So like I wanted to still play this, but with Terraforming, just because it'd be like Terraforming Search. But if I already open this Terraforming instead, so the other field spell I would play is the Village of the Spellcasters. I think that card's just it's very good. So, and then once, like I mentioned, the 2/2 Spellbooks. This ratio is just very. I think it's the correct ratio, the 2/2/2. The 2/2/1, I'm not a huge fan of, really. I know someone's like, who's playing 2/2/1? I've seen it, dude. And I was kind of confused. I even tested it, and I was like, this is kind of bad. But and then this is the list that I'm playing 3 Desires. I mean, everything. You're playing 3 of everything, and the one of Mythical Beast cards don't really matter. And then obviously the Mastery and the. Let me talk about this card for a second. So the Mythical Institution. This card is kind of what keeps you in the game a lot of the time. The fact that it recurs every turn is just very insane. Plus, you can just activate it. You know what I mean? Like I talked about earlier with the activations. That's why I like the Desires. I was actually testing 1 for a while, and I was like, I just want to see it more. So that's kind of why I was like, yeah, I'll just play 3. Like I think 3 in this list would be correct because 3 of everything. When I banish the Servant, I kind of want to puke. You know what I mean? So obviously you can play without Servant, but it's just really nice to have Servant still in the deck. So. And then for the extra deck, one Absolute and the Vortex. These cards are absolutely ridiculous. The Gravity Controller for this. I mean, you make this an extra monster zone Gravity Controller like that. This card doesn't come up super a lot. It more or less is for the access code. So, the one Crowley, the Link 2s, the one Daybreaker, the one Nightmare, and the Cross Sheep. The Cross Sheep, I think, is my favorite card in this list because on turn 3, this deck kind of reminds me of like the, in a sense, like the Infinitrack deck, where like you kind of turn 1 you want to wall up. And then turn 3 you want to just kill them. So it's kind of like the Cross Sheep comes in turn 3, unless you already do the Odd Eyes turn 1 if you can. Obviously that's definitely the way to go if you can. And then obviously I'm only playing 2 Selene. I cut the 3rd Selene for the BLS. I think the BLS in this list is just very good when you come against Rogue or something they can't deal with this card. This card's still in my opinion very scary. So you know. And then obviously the Unicorn as well, collector's rare. And then the one access code, the one Appaloosa. The Appaloosa is very rare and seldom, in my opinion. I still like to have it in there though, in case your hand is just like, there's a certain hand that you can open where it's like Appaloosa, and then you're just like, but, and then the one Underworld Goddess. This card is just, I mean, this card's absolutely nuts. So, kind of outs the problem cards on your opponent's board. Obviously, it's not really a combo video with this deck. That's the only thing about it. Very heavy control. Draw 5 cards, play with what you got, wall up, and then, you know what I mean? Or if your hand's insane, then you can just go balls deep, which does happen on occasion. I just think the Mythical Beast engine, I remember that was played in Pen Magicians, back in the day. I think that's still just very good in Pen Magicians. I will have a list of Pen Magicians, obviously another one very soon. Very different though. A couple honorable mentions. So the Bestiary, Bestiary. Okay. So this card's just target one of your dudes that can hold spell counters, mill the top 2 cards of your deck. Put 2 spell counters on it. This card is destroyed. It's supposed to summon a monster they can hold counters from your deck, spell counters from your deck. I actually almost mained this because like sometimes this would just be a free spell because like you can normal summon something, scale 1 or 2 or whatever, play this on the dude that can hold spell counters. That's 1, and then there's 2 on this. So it's just kind of, it's a very good card. I would never play more than 1 of it though. And then this card, I can never remember the name of this card. Yeah, the Secret Sanctuary of the Spellcasters. So this card's kind of like a floodgate if the meta was different. In certain metas, I feel like this card will be very good. So if your opponent summons a monster that isn't a spellcaster, while you have a face-up spell and they don't, that monster cannot attack or activate its effects. Very good. But most decks like Dragon Link or something, something that searches a spell card that you can just activate before that would turn this off. Also, if you have no spellcasters, this dies, which is completely fine. But also, like I said, it's just another spell you can just activate right off the rip. So, card's very good in my opinion. I think in a certain meta, this card will be very good. So, yeah, guys, without further ado, I think that's the end of my list. I will have another. The next couple pendulum lists are going to be very strange. I know I mentioned Odd Eyes. Somebody was like, Odd Eyes? And I was like, yeah, the Odd Eyes cards are actually very insane. But I can't wait for you guys to see this stuff. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Also, let me know what kind of pen list you want to see. I have a binder over here that's every pen deck, 3 of. So I can do almost everything, I think. So, but yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Cheers.